David Van Bogelen. Kevin, I love the Sheiky stories from the road. Have you any Kevin Sullivan stories you can share? Do you have a favorite Sullivan story? I'll give you my favorite Sullivan story while you think of yours.
I think my favorite.
Or you can give me yours.
When I was just they made me Oz, and I was just sitting there. We were smoking a joint, and we were at a Holiday Inn, and this is back when the Holiday Inn was still a nice, it was a nicer stay, but they still, if you opened the door, you were outside. They were Holiday Inn motor lodges at that point.
Oh, the doors would open to
and he was still married to Nancy, so Nancy was. I was actually in their room, and we were smoking some pot, and me and Sullivan. Sullivan loves to train, so we had trained chess that day, and we both got stoned, and we were sitting at the table with the 3 or 4 chairs by the window before the bed.
Mm-hmm.
So we're sitting there, and Sullivan smoking the joint. He's sitting over there. He goes, Nash, fill my upper chest, man. It's rock hard. So I tap on his chest. Fuck yeah. He goes, fuck it, man. We killed it today, man. I said, he hands me the joint. And I said, Kev, I don't get it, man. I just don't get the Oz gimmick, man. Brother, take the fucking money. I mean, that was his answer. Like, just take the fucking money. I'm just like, okay, Humphrey, that's my weed. How about? But I love him to death, man. He's one of my all-time favorite human beings on the planet.
He is one of my favorite guys in the business to spend time with. The present company excluded, of course. But
thank you.
He really is, man. And
he's such a great guy.
I have so many funny stories of Sullivan. There was one. He was sitting signing at a convention, and he was either at our table or right next to our table because Anthony, my partner in kayfabe, was sitting next to him, and the long line to see somebody passes down in front of our table, right? So it's going that way. Some guy drops something, some short, squat, portly gentleman with a belt drops something, and he bends over to pick it up. Now, when he goes forward, the sweats come down, and the ass is just out. So we're sitting here talking with Sullivan. It's one of those things that just happens in front of the table. We're all talking. It happens. Disbelief. Okay, the line starts moving. Sullivan's like, "Did you see that?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "The whole ass was out. The whole ass. I couldn't believe it." I'm like, "Yeah, yeah." We're laughing, whatever. Like, seriously, 30 seconds goes by. We're moving DVDs up. He's like, "I'm telling you, it was the whole ass came out." See, we couldn't get off the whole ass.
Dude, we're in Philadelphia. We're going to go to Geno's to get us a
steak, cheesesteak.
Yeah, cheesesteak. So we're in a white limo, just me and Sullivan, and I forget whether it was. He wasn't a mark, but he was. I mean, he was a mark, but he was like it was his limo, and he had hash, and so we were smoking out of a pipe. So we're at the top of the limo, and we're smoking, and we send the limo driver to go get the cheese sticks. We got a cooler of beer in the back. We're just sitting there, and it's a Lincoln town car limo. So we're listening to tunes, and some little fucking prick outside by the car just walks by and snaps the antenna off.
Wow.
It comes out of the back because they were powered. So and Sullivan is like sitting on that side window, like looking at this kid, and before I can even know what's going on, Sullivan is through the door and pounding this guy.
Wow.
So now there's people around there, and this guy's with some guys. So one of them is on Sullivan's back, but they're like right in front of the door right there. So I got to go out this door that I'm next to and come around the car. So the first guy, is he sees me coming, he kind of turns, and I just catch him, boom. And next guy, he didn't see me coming. I punched him kind of in the base of the skull and in the neck. And then now Sullivan sees that I'm there. So the guy that's bent over in the curb, I kick him in the ribs. And this guy who's standing there watching it, like he drops his beer bottle, and it's behind Sullivan, and Sullivan turns around and he goes, "Oh, gonna cut me with a bottle, eh?" And just walks over the guy with cowboy boots on and field goal kicks him in the groin like Richard Keel took it from Paul Newman in Butch Cassidy. So finally we get in the car, we get out of there, and as we're leaving in the limo, here they come, man. The blue lights are coming. And back in the day, I don't know what they are now, but Philly had one light on the top of their car back then. And we ended up walking, and then this kid, one of the guys that I hit was put a lawsuit out after me. So I dodged him, and finally I was working for Vince, and the guy said he was crippled and he couldn't do anything, and they put McDevitt on the case. And I'm not kidding you, in a month's time, McDevitt had a picture of, remember the old days when you used to do like a pyramid? You have like 8 guys and 7 guys, 6 guys. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this guy's the base on this pyramid. That's like 12 across. So it's like, 9 guys high, 10 guys high. And he's on the bottom middle taking all this weight, and he's crippled. And it's got their names, and it was just like, it had vanished. And I've been dodging. Every time I went to Philadelphia, man, I'd either get there 6 hours early or be late. Whatever building it was in Philly we were at, 'cause I knew that guy was going to try to serve me.
Oh, right.
But that was thanks to Sullivan going. It was like that. It looked like that Tasmanian. Ever since that day, I called him the Tasmanian Devil. I'm just like, you are the Tasmanian Devil.
Perfect.
Man.
That's the perfect.
You're just the Tasmanian Devil.
Rocky Monroe. From what I've heard, Ricky Morton is not at all a fan of you and your work. Is there bad history between you two?
Obviously, he doesn't know our history because Ricky and I pulled like a super great work a few years back, and he cut a promo and I cut one back, and we went down in Virginia and had this pay-per-view. I think we drew 10,000 people for an independent show, Morton versus Nash, and I tore the turnbuckle down and busted his head open, and then I walked out and I got counted out. And Ricky and I have always been friends, and
I don't know.
Rocky,
let us know. Let us know.
It was a great work. No, every time I see Ricky, Ricky has nothing but love for me in his back. It's just that you got probably caught a piece of, or maybe saw the angle that we shot.
Oh, maybe. Okay, so you were working. That's all.
Yeah, it worked because 10,000 people came to a shit show to watch me and Ricky Morton work.
Rocky Monroe might have been one of them.